Hey everyone, this is Cholera. I'm with Rise, and we're on set 3 now of KTF versus SKT1. Been a little bit of technical difficulties on both sides, so you know, it's been a bit longer than usual doing these commentaries. But otherwise, it's all good. We watched a good ZVP last game. This time we're going to watch Bisu versus Violet, a Protoss versus Protoss. Violet, a Protoss on KTF, of course. KTF, I don't know. I mean, he doesn't really have a lot of good Protosses, and Violet is, you know, another newish kind of Protoss, kind of in there with, you know, the same class of people as, you know, Young. Well, I guess Young is actually really bad, but I guess, you know, who are some decent Protosses out there right now? I don't know. I don't really follow the new Protosses that much. Like, you know, Stats is horrible. Yunjin, aka Shuttle. Yeah, actually, I'd say he's like a Shuttle. He's like a Shuttle, yeah. A Yunjin.
Well, Tempest is pretty good these days. Well, I mean, he's okay.
Yeah,
but
Tempest is...
for a newer player, he's pulled off some pretty crazy stuff. But we'll have to see if Violet's capable of anything like that. I gotta say, I do like watching PvP matches. And I gotta say, Bisu, I can only expect... Bisu is one of the few top players that hasn't slumped much in recent past, and I can only imagine that he's just totally going to destroy Violet in every definition possible of the word. And on Neo Medusa, you know, I don't see anything in particular about this map that could put anything in the way of that happening. Bisu, by the way, is going to be the orange Protoss at the 9 o'clock position, and then at the 7 to 6:30, 7 o'clock position, we do see Violet in yellow. So that's actually going to be a little bit similar colors, a little annoying to commentate, but I'm sure we'll get through it. But what are your predictions? Do you think that Violet will be able to put up a fight here?
Well, I mean, he could pull a Taza, of course, the infamous Taza. The Taza move being, of course, play Bisu the day after he wins the MSL in a PvP, by the way, and then beat him
hungover
in a PvP. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't personally think Violet has that much of a chance, but one thing that he could do in Neo Medusa, which I just cast a game that he did, not him, but another Protoss did against, well, actually I won't say, but where a player went 4 Gateway, well, we just cast it. What the hell? We went Jaehoon versus
I know
Jang.
that
I'll
game.
just say it. Jangbi versus Jaehoon, yeah. 4 Gateway Dragoon Rush. That could be a possibility.
It certainly could be, and you know, that all comes down to scouting. I don't know, but she's scary.
Yeah.
But you know, that the thing about PvP is it really does all come down to scouting, and Bisu is known for his incredible persistence in scouting. So you know,
that's right.
I don't see that being pulled off against Bisu, because even if he can't get a probe in, I think he'll sneak one in the back. I think he'll do whatever it takes in order for him to get that solid information that leads to a really good game plan, a great gameplay from that game plan. And Violet, I don't think he really has what it takes to even stop Bisu from scouting him properly. I mean, look at Bisu already just going around the typical scouting direction. And look at the Half-Life symbol being made over here. We have the Half-Life Lambda being created on the mini-map. So obviously Bisu a Half-Life fan. Yeah, that is kind of interesting. And Bisu making out with the trophy on a t-shirt. That is a great t-shirt to make, by the way, because that was the most incredible makeout scene I've watched in a while. Bisu with the trophy.
Disturbing.
That was ridiculous. But it looks like both players scouting each other at this point. The Lambda full in effect right here, about to get destroyed by Bisu though, and he's going to finally scout Violet and find out what he's doing, but it's not going to matter right now because neither player has done anything particularly sneaky. So both players just going for a standard opening so far.
Pretty standard here, Violet. I always recommend, I always think the player who is the worst player should be going for a faster, more tech-oriented build. In general, I would say there's few exceptions to that. So we'll see if Violet decides to do that. He's actually in a decent position based on the starting locations to go for Reavers, because he'll have the benefit of having, you know, Bisu will have to... It will be harder for Bisu to defend against, basically, because he'll be flying over at the back of Bisu's base. As opposed to the front. Anyway, we've got Bisu still scouting, of course. Bisu's probes stay alive basically forever. So we'll see what happens. My dog is a supporter of Bisu, I think. Actually, no, I don't know. Oh, no, no. She says she's a Violet fan.
No! Oh, that's horrible. That's tell her bad dog, Violet. I mean, I don't know what the hell your dog's name is. I just called it Violet. It's horrible. The only Violet I liked was the one from Willy Wonka at the Chocolate Factory, and that's only because she turned into a giant ball of blueberryness, and they rolled her out, which I thought was hilarious as a kid. So, anyway, looks like both players going for that quick robotics facility, and actually, both players mining out the minerals behind their base, which is definitely quite clever in order to stop any further scouting from occurring. And Bisu actually has a little bit of a front line set up as well to catch anything that might be in transit. So the question is, will we see Reavers or will we see Observers? And both players getting their second gateway. So I really actually don't know what to expect at this point from either of them.
Well, we'll see. I mean, Bisu, of course, known for really wanting scouting information, probably is going to go Observers first, I'm going to guess, especially since there's 2 gateways. It does look like Bisu, is he thinking about getting that back expansion? That is a, well, I mean, from the ground it is protectable, but on the other hand is very vulnerable to Reaver drops. We'll see if he decides to go for that right now. Nope, just putting down a whatchamacallit, pylon there. And an observatory going up, I believe that was for, well, both of them now have observatories. The one for KTF Violet a little bit earlier. We'll see who decides to go for Reavers. Yeah, in a weird kind of hidden spot, but whatever.
For both of them too.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
both had a pylon on the lower ground, and then Observer on the upper ground. I mean, we're seeing a complete mirror match right now. Yeah. Oh man, sneaky bastards. Actually, all right. First divergence of the game. Looks like Violet is actually going for a quick expansion, quick relative to Bisu's expansion. Bisu, on the other hand, opting to go for a robotic support bay. And no, actually, I thought he was putting up a Nexus as well. He might be doing that in the very near future, though. A robotics facility going down for Violet as well, though. And it looks like with similar timing, if not ahead of Bisu's. And Bisu is definitely going to fall behind if he can do some serious damage here. And by the way, I have a piece of tissue stuck up my nose right now because my nose is dripping incessantly, and I can't commentate otherwise because snot will drip on my lips. I hope you guys like that visual.
Yeah, both of us are limping here a little bit. My computer is freezing about every 10 minutes or so because of the video drivers. But regardless, we're going to see what happens.
Swine flu.
I guess. I don't know. I might get swine flu to fix this video driver problem, actually, to be honest. I hear it's not that bad. You know, take Tamiflu or whatever. Shield battery up for the Protoss Violet here. He definitely wants to pick up this economic advantage and secure it without, dying. Bisu, though, might be going for a little pressure. He's got a good number of forces coming towards Violet's base, but Violet does have that nice arc, and he also has Reavers. So I think that Bisu, well, we'll see. Bisu has a shuttle. That's going to be critical. And Bisu, of course, is a very good micro-ore. Not the best micro-ore. That would be Stork, I would say. But well, he is very good. Let's see how good he is with this and whether you can take advantage, full advantage of the fact that he has a shuttle and Violet does not.
Oh, but it looks like he does not have a shuttle anymore. Reaver's taking shots on each other. It looks like the Reaver of Violet is about to go down, but I think the Reaver of Bisu has also gone down. And Bisu
nice
trying
dodge.
to outrun a Scarab. Does a pretty good job at it and is forcing his way inside Violet's base. And look at that target firing. And now it looks like he's going to try to take out both the shield battery and maybe the Nexus, but I don't know if he'll have enough forces to do that. Although, great micro right there. Oh, he's going to have to outrun that Reaver, though. So it looks like Bisu is going to take that win, that little battle victory, and move back. But he is still definitely behind economically. He's just now getting that Nexus up. So he's definitely got to do some more damage. Also, he lost both a shuttle and a Reaver, whereas we only saw one Reaver loss for Violet. So Violet really not in that bad of a position right now. He did definitely come out behind on that battle, but he's definitely right back into the game, and with the economic advantage he has, if he puts up a couple more gateways, he'll be in a great position. And look at that, he is getting his second expansion up, so Violet is actually trying to take the lead again economically, and I gotta say, it looks like he's actually doing a pretty good job of it, and I don't know if I would say he's giving Bisu a run for his money yet, because Bisu still seems to be in control of this game. He is going to make Bisu work a little for it.
Oh, definitely. Certainly, I mean, he's definitely doing the opposite of what I usually would consider the best strategy. But we'll see if it pays off for him. I think it's slightly less likely to pay off, though, still, because Bisu is so good at coming back in these situations, playing the edges, and if you can't finish him off, he is going to find a way to come back and destroy you. But we'll see what happens. It looks like Bisu is also, well, no, he's actually not doing that much in terms of expanding again. That was, in fact, once again, Violet's expansion that we had a shot of. And Violet now putting up a couple more gateways. I think he's at 4 or 5 total. Certainly is a smart idea since he's going to have enough economy to pump Dragoons and Zealots out of all of them. He's got 2 Reavers now. He definitely rebuilt this Reaver force. He wants to go for some an attack here, either harassment or frontal assault. We'll see which one it is. Bisu also with a shuttle. Not sure how many Reavers there are. I'm actually surprised that Bisu was lost that shuttle so early in the last battle. I thought he was going to be able to win that battle very, very securely because he had that shuttle. But he lost it. He lost a Reaver, and that was really the turning point of that battle. We'll see, though. Bisu certainly might not make the same mistake again. He might also catch Violet off guard here. We're going to see how they do.
Yeah, he saw that expansion going up of Violet as it was warping in, actually. So you could see that he just chose that, all right, maybe now Violet will have some weakness from trying to save up those minerals to expand again. So he's going to try to take advantage of that, but he hasn't quite yet pushed in. He is just posturing right outside of his base. And really, look at this. He's actually forcing Violet to dedicate troops all over the place because he's got that shuttle with Reavers. And but he's got to be careful because Violet is spotting that, so he's going to be in a lot of trouble if he just runs in there. And Violet has 2 Reavers of his own, of course. So Bisu really going to have a tough time moving in. And Bisu getting a hidden expansion at the top right, actually. So it looks like he might try to get 2 expansions here to start coming ahead economically.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is very interesting how these players are ending up dealing with this game. I mean, I think Violet really likes the long game. I mean, he's willing to play a long game against Bisu. Just think about that for a second. That's saying a lot, basically. That's saying I can win a 20-minute game against arguably the best Protoss out there. Actually, not really arguably, the best Protoss out there. Anyway, yeah. So the shuttle now dropping into the main base. Oh my God, Bisu taking advantage. Oh, but he could lose the shuttle. Oh! Shuttle with 1 hit or 2 left narrowly makes an escape. I think it has speed. That's partially why. And that was a very, very good little harassment. Although he might want to switch shuttles. In fact, if he's going to keep 2 Reavers inside, that would be a huge loss if he lost it.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy, actually. I didn't know if he was going to make it out at first, but again, speed saving him completely. And again, look how many forces Violet is just dedicating to try to survive that. And what's that at the top right? Bisu actually canceled that expansion up there, didn't he? There's a pylon up there now. So it looks like Bisu has rebuilt his regular expansion area. Maybe I feel like that never happened. Did he just never make an expansion at the top right? And I was just seeing things because I thought there was something going up there, but it's just a pylon now.
I don't know. Yeah, it might have
whatever.
So pylon on the main map.
It looks like Bisu just willing to try to macro his way back into this. But I gotta say, Violet has got to be a little bit ahead here, even though he lost a clump of probes from that last Reaver. With 3 bases running pretty thoroughly, he's gonna be in pretty good shape to deal with this. And sneaky Reaver going in, but he's gonna have to run out of there. Reaver not gonna get anything. Oh no, it's dead and dud. And that sucks. So Bisu now taking some serious losses here, and Violet could be in a position to take this game.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, though, Violet has really impressed me this game, but the question is, still, he can defend, but can he attack against Bisu? That's the question. He hasn't done much offensively. He's just managed to kill a couple of shuttles and Reavers and whatnot, but okay, now he's trying to determine whether he can push forward here. I think right now Bisu feels like he's weaker, although Bisu has 2 speed shuttles, assumedly full of Reavers there, and yeah, 3 Reavers actually. So we'll see. Bisu has actually a surprisingly strong force. I don't know if Violet's going to be able to engage that. I don't think so. Violet has a weaker force than Bisu. This might be a fake, actually, a feint, trying to draw Violet into a battle that he can't possibly win. by going for that false retreat. You know, the Mongols used to do that all the time. That's a strategy they used to deploy against a lot of armies. They would just fake a retreat and then boom, trap them on all sides, and you know, win that battle. But we're gonna see here if Bisu's strategy pulls off. But oh, look at this! Violet going for a double Reaver drop also, but also I think is gonna dud.
Yeah, that was definitely not successful for him at all. Now we're seeing the first-person view of him, and he's trying for another one. He's also setting up another expansion. So I got to say, one thing he's doing fantastically here is just staying ahead of Bisu in terms of number of bases. But really, it doesn't seem like it's paying off that well for him right now. While he's still in the game, he's not winning by any means. And oh man, Bisu with just 2 shuttles able to just scare him off by number of shuttles alone. And it looks like Bisu may be going for a little bit of a counterattack here. Actually going to be able to catch most of Violet's units out of position. But I think this mostly is Templar, what was I saying? Zealots in there, and there is a Reaver. So that Reaver is going to be able to take some units out. But he's got to be careful because there's Templar there now. Storm going down to the shuttles. But Bisu's going to be able to get out of there pretty easily. Storm. Although he's got a DT in the mix. And now, oh, that was beautiful. He took out that cannon, and now he's just going to town on the probes. Oh, but Bisu might lose that shuttle. Oh, he does to a storm. Oh, beautiful. Oh, man.
Very nice.
Rough shape for Bisu at this point.
That was sick,
oh, but look at that. Look at that fist coming down on the minimap of Bisu's units as he heads over to one of the expansions of Violet. I think he's got Violet on his toes, man.
Yeah, Violet seriously has done a crazy job defending, but still we have yet to see him attack Bisu and get away with it. I don't know. I mean, that was a pretty sick storm, though, I gotta say. Very nice work by Violet. Creative use of his units. You know, looks like Bisu is going to get a decent position here as Violet enters the battle. Bisu is the one with a superior arc, I gotta feel. Bisu also the one with the storms, although that one is over everybody. And now a couple of storms coming out for Violet. Violet, though, might lose this battle. Bisu's Reavers are crawling over there. I think it's because he lost that shuttle, remember? And this could make the difference. I mean, Bisu now looks like he might lose his battle. He is going to lose the battle. Oh, the Reavers were just a little bit too slow, but they still could make a difference. Reavers are just so powerful. But we'll see. I mean, doesn't look like there's any High Templar left for Violet, and Violet's still not out of the woods at all. Certainly, though, the fact that the shuttle was stormed and the other shuttle was sniped, perhaps, definitely hurt Bisu a lot. Violet now going forward. It looks like he's managed to snipe 2 of the Reavers, but he doesn't have much in the way of his forces. Is he going to lose his shuttle? This shuttle is really important now. Looks like he's not going to lose his shuttle, but still this base barely hanging on here with 3 cannons, and with the under units both players are throwing up, those cannons are not going to be able to do much for long. Alright, so it looks like Bisu sent in a bunch of speed lots. Does Violet have an army left? I don't know. Violet now rebuilding, is not rallying all of his units correctly, but now he's in the back of Bisu's base. What an exciting you know, mid-game here. I gotta say, I'm very impressed by the level of play from Violet here.
Yeah, definitely, but it looks like it's not going to do all that much damage on in terms of the harassment on Bisu's base, but Bisu doing a great job. I don't know, did he take out that Nexus at the bottom right or just all the probes? I think the Nexus is actually still there, but he definitely did a lot of damage to it. No, it's going down. I didn't realize. It is being taken out. So that expansion goes down, and Bisu in the meantime has put up a new expansion of his own, but it looks like Violet is now ahead in army count, and that's going to be tough for Bisu. If he can't take out if he can't hold off Violet, he's certainly going to lose this match. But I think he is going to be able to hold this off. It doesn't look like there's that many units that he's going to get destroyed on, and especially if he can hold that base, he's going to be in pretty good shape. No, he's got a lot of units back at home. Ooh. Although a couple of Reavers still harassing that Nexus, and they could take it down. And only Zealots to try to take this out is not a very good move here. I mean, he's got to get some goons in the mix if he's going to fend off that shuttle. And right now, he only has Zealots, and that Nexus is now burning.
Yeah, it looks like, interesting enough, a bunch of DTs being ferried over. Clever play. They might actually go for an assassination attempt. Violet, of course, breathing hard as he is facing down the great Bisu. Assassination complete of the Nexus behind Bisu's main. What a
Wow.
sick move there. Violet actually, you know, certainly playing better than his statistics would say he should, because, you know, he's barely 50%. I don't think he's 50% actually, PvP's lower, but he's playing a stellar game here against Bisu. But can he manage to do enough damage to finish Bisu off? I don't know. I mean, Bisu's lost an expansion, but so has Violet. Bisu now getting pushed back. Violet with some nice reverb action there, and Bisu, I think, might be in huge trouble now. Violet advancing with a lot of Zealots, more Zealots coming up, and he still has DTs causing havoc. Bisu, without an extra observer, is really unable to cope with those DTs in the back, and now Violet all over the place. I gotta say one thing though, Violet did have the advantage a lot this game because of the positions. As you saw, Bisu could not enter the natural expansion easily of Violet, but Violet had all of the free time he wanted at the mineral only of Bisu just because of the starting locations. His reverse drops were just that much easier. Doesn't matter though, he still looks like he's going to get a legitimate win here against Bisu.
GG.
GG.
Yeah, I'm surprised, man. That's like 2 upsets so far this match. That was pretty good played. Bisu actually looks like he's sweating as well, and Violet very happy to beat the great Bisu. And I gotta hand it to him. That was very well played. He didn't make many mistakes there that I saw. He looked like he was down in army a couple of times, but he still managed to pull it out, and that's all that matters in the end. So GG to Violet, and good game overall.
Congratulations, Violet. Certainly, overall lifetime stats right now, 7-6 actually, so he was probably 6-6 before this game. Violet doing a good job, certainly showing more promise than Taza is, who hasn't won a single game since beating Bisu. So certainly, let's not curse him by calling him a new Taza, perhaps. We shouldn't do that. But doing better than, you know, Spear, Young, and a whole lot of other players I can mention but won't. But anyway, let's move on to game 4, where we're going to see Flash versus Fantasy. And that is certainly one guy's wish, so let's take a look. Thanks for watching.